Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Are you an inspiring entrepreneur? Or maybe you're an entrepreneur looking to take your business to the next level. My name is Larry W. Brooks, and I am the author of Empowering Quotes for the Entrepreneur in You and The Entrepreneur Code. In these two books, I guarantee you there's success secrets that will take your business to the next level. I personally invite you to visit larrywbrooks.com. Go under the books link and purchase your signed personal copy from myself. You have a great day and have an awesome 2020. Pure Hustle. It's not only a clothing brand, but it is a movement. I personally invite you to visit shoppurehustle.com. How do you survive?
Happy Thursday. Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network, man. I'm your host, Ric Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Ric. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Prime Real Estate Ric. And as always, if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in commercial or residential real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in the lovely city of Houston, please go to our website at brooksanddavis.com. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be back with you this week. I feel like it's a great blessing for me and Mr. Brooks to be able to record this episode of the Prime Real Estate Network. We've been in hiatus for the last few weeks due to the COVID-19 pandemic, man, but we are back. We've been working. We've been keeping our head down. We've been working, keeping everything to the grindstone, making sure that we not only are able to service our clients, but also get better, learn more, so that in the future and as we move forward, we're able to service our clients and put them in a direction where they can take advantage of all the opportunities that may present itself in the very near future. But as always, I want to introduce my co-host, man. It's really cool to have us back together. I feel like we've been doing a lot of Zoom meetings, so it's good to be back at Sphere Podcast Studios. But you'll know my co-host because not only is he a Texas real estate broker, he is a serial entrepreneur and a multi-time author. So I'd like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. What's going on, bro?
Nothing much, bro. I appreciate that. I sip to that. As you see, I got a new cup that you.
I see you got your Texas cup this time, man.
Texas cup this time. So if you may not recall, a few months back, I accidentally had the wrong cup here, and this guy would not let me live it down.
He had a Raiders cup.
As you can see, I have a new Texas cup. My man K-Dub, I want to send a shout out. Got me a custom-made Texas cup with the LWB.
Oh wow, I didn't see the initials.
Friendships are appreciated, man. My brother knocked this cup down for me. So actually, the cup that I had was his. So he was just like, man, get my cup back. So
hey, man. So
in return, that was it.
I want this to be assigned to the Houston Texans ticket office. Call Mr. Brooks right now to get him to renew his season tickets because obviously he's getting custom, personalized Texas cups. So yeah, that money must be burning his pocket to get to y'all. So go reach out to him right now. What's been up, Brooksy, man?
Man, I can't complain, man. Just I say just being productive in the quarantine, man. Just like I've found it as an opportunity to really just focus on strengthening some systems and strengthening some skill sets. So I just been focused on doing that, man.
I know, man. Of course, we have opportunity to talk a lot, especially off camera. But I've also noticed, because we follow each other on social media, that you've been pushing your book forward.
Yeah.
And that there's a new book conference that's coming up. If you would like to talk a little bit to the audience about the new book that you have available and the activities as far as the book conference that's coming up soon.
Yeah. So I'm humbled by the opportunity. So we have, and I think I may have mentioned this. I mentioned this on a live that you and I did, so it hadn't been on the show. A new book that just came out. It's the second edition. It's called The Successful Tendencies of a Real Estate Champion. It's written by Miss Rita Santamaria. For those of you that are in the real estate industry, you know that name because she owns the largest real estate teaching school, or real estate school in the country, which is Champion School of Real Estate. Right. So I was blessed with an opportunity to be featured in her book, man. So that is an unbelievable experience. You know, it really reminds me of when I got in years ago and they had the book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Right. It's that kind of quality. It's just now it's more up-to-date version because myself and other key leaders are talking about how we implement social media to grow our businesses as well now. So,
and then, you know, I'm glad you brought up that previous book, The Successful Real Estate Agents, because the thing about this book that you're a part of is that they've been able to get some of the brightest, most successful real estate minds. Yeah. And you guys have been able to collaborate.
Yes, sir.
And share some best practices.
No doubt.
I know for new agents, there's so many things that when you get out of real estate school, people tell you need to do to start building your brand and building your business. Yeah. I am sure that a book like this.
Oh, man.
And then the thing about it that what makes this remarkable, and I don't even know, Larry, since you're a part of it, if you've even understood the scope. But the people in this book are actually people that people can go out and meet and touch.
Oh, yeah. These are
a lot of times
people.
When you get these professional books, they may quote famous, more successful people from the past that are no longer with us, and they'll have quotes and examples of their work. But a lot of the people in that book that collaborate along with you are not only local, but are people that you can actually reach out to online, social media, and collaborate with. So that's what I think would be what makes this particular project so invaluable.
No doubt, brother.
So how can people go about getting a copy of that, Larry?
So that one, man, it's actually, if you go to LarryWBrooks.com, click on books and educational tools, you'll be able to find that book. Again, that one that I'm speaking of is The Successful Tendencies of a Real Estate Champion. So, yeah, man, I'm excited about our day.
No, that's a perfect segue to introduce this week's guest.
Yes, indeed.
Today's episode, everyone, is entitled The New Normal. And what we want to do on this week's episode of the Prime Real Estate Network is to give all of our audience, viewers, fans, and followers an idea of what we expect the rest of 2020 to look like from a real estate perspective, so that once we're out of quarantine and all of the businesses get back up to peak efficiency, I want those people who have been buying, selling, or potentially buying and selling to have an idea of what we expect from a professional standpoint to be the new real estate normal. So without any further ado, I want to introduce this week's guest. It is always a pleasure when she has the opportunity to sit in. You've seen her on the Prime Real Estate Network before as a guest and also as our lovely co-host. But just in case you don't remember or didn't have opportunity to see that episode, she is one of the foremost leaders in the real estate industry here in the greater Houston area. She is formerly the president of the Women's Council of Realtors for Fort Bend County, and she's also formerly been the chair of the Fort Bend County HAR. So I would like to introduce for the third time to our Prime Real Estate Network audience, Miss Alicia M. Jammer. How you doing?
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited. I get to hang out with you guys. I just told you, everybody needs a Larry in their life.
Oh, man.
And see, I'm going to get straight to it because we don't have an opportunity to have you sit in with us often.
But we did count them 3 times, though. She did been here.
I know, but
I think that's a record.
Exactly, but Alicia is so busy most of the time that those 3 opportunities are something that we have to schedule ahead of time. So I thank you so much for being on our first episode post-quarantine.
That's right.
So thank you so much.
In the new world. We are
Houston.
still in quarantine, right?
Well, technically, businesses are open. Thus, we're in the studio, so we're getting there slowly.
We're getting there.
Slowly. But one of the things that I think is most valuable about knowing you and for the clients that work with you is that you've been in a leadership position so often and for so long that you hear a lot of the real estate news before it gets to the mass media, thus before it gets to the public. So that's why Larry and I was really excited to have you on this particular episode, because I don't think there's anyone else in Greater Houston that would have a better insight from a distance perspective of what to expect 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and a year down the line. So in your meetings with other leaders in HAR and in real estate locally, what are some of the things that you guys discuss behind closed doors as far as what to expect after the pandemic and the quarantine is lifted for everyone?
So Obviously, this is an unprecedented time for every business, not just the real estate world. And I've listened to a lot of podcasts. I was just sharing with you guys that Ted Jones, he's the chief economist for Stewart Title. He did a webinar during the beginning of the quarantine, and then he did another one kind of following up. And you can look at our HAR numbers. We're down like 21% of sales from where we were prior to last April. I think that's expected. Do I think that by the end of 2020, we're going to come out of this COVID situation on a positive note? No. And the reason is, yes, interest rates are low, but unemployment is at an all-time high.
Right.
And
That's
you
right.
and I both know that if you don't have a job, how many people can purchase a home?
You cannot qualify. You're right.
And so it's about meeting our current clients. Like he said, just restructuring and revisiting. This time that I've had, like 2 months now, I've really reconnected with my clients in a way that I can't during the normal busyness of life because it's just quick messages here and there. And so I've told other realtors, connect with your clients. We're not in the position right now to sell anybody anything. Do something nice for them. Be a source of information.
Yeah.
One of the things I did was I put together a little quarantine survival kit, and I dropped them off at all of my clients' homes. It had water, popcorn, some snacks, some hand sanitizer, and just some items to show them that I understand, I care, and I'm here if you need me.
Right.
Also, another thing, I've had clients reach out because interest rates are low. Should I refinance? And that's not always the case. I had one client that her rate was already lower than the current rate that's available. So it sounds good, everybody refinance, but do your homework and your research and talk to your realtor, talk to your lender before you go down that road, because she didn't have to. She was already at a lower rate.
Right.
So it's just being that source of information for our clients and meeting them where they are, and be a support system, support our community, our local businesses, which a lot of them are suffering.
No, the thing that's really important about what you said is the power of follow-up. I think as a best practice, that's something that all professionals, regardless of what industry they're in, could be more obliged to take advantage of, because one of the things that I foresee, especially coming out of this situation, is that there's going to be more of a heightened importance on customer service. And I think you're already setting that foundation for your practice, already going above and beyond. And I think that's going to be the main part of the new normal, is that customer service is going to be heightened. And also, I think all businesses would be in their best interest to really reach out to their current customers. Because I know a lot of the companies that I already do business with, it seems like once you're actually in the system and you've been paying, it's like they take your money for granted until they make the mistake of sending you an email where they're advertising discounts to people who not clients to come and do something that you've been doing for 2 years, and then you call them. But then when you call them, they'll make sure they honor the same discount for you. But I think that's going to be one of the things coming forward, Larry, and let me know if you agree, is that every business is going to be reaching out to all of their customers, past, present, and future, to try to make sure everyone knows.
I think that's the smart idea, because I'm sure most business coaches or real estate coaches is expressing exactly that. This is the time that you re-strengthen those relationships of your top 50 or your top 100 clients or relationships. I think this is that time when they really talk about that. So, by all means, you're going to be doing things like that in order to grow if you're smart.
And, one of the things I wanted to ask you, Larry, because one of the things I think is one of your strong suits is that you've always embraced grassroots marketing. From the first time I've ever met you, that was one of the things that I've always tried to glean from you, is how important it is to never forget about that grassroots marketing.
Yes, sir.
Because at the end of the day, those roots are what's going to sustain you through times like this.
Correct.
So you've had some pretty creative marketing things that you've done in your career. Without just giving away the whole farm, what's a cool little something that you would have done young that's relatively inexpensive that a new agent could take advantage of to reach out to people?
Oh, no. Well, I'll tell you one of the things that I still do to this day. I was just doing it like 2 weeks ago. And so I have flyers. I'll get flyers printed up like 5,000 flyers of what really is just my business card with the information and stuff on it. And instead of doing cardio where I might run through a park and do a bunch of jogging in the park, I'll go walk through an apartment complex. So I'll take an opportunity to hit 400 doors with my information. So it may be somebody that's out there that's looking to relocate, and they may have heard my name before, they may have seen it before, but then they get this on the door and it's like a sign for them to, move forward with maybe purchasing or move forward with relocating from where they are. So that's something I do just because I'm trying to get my cardio in. But to me, that's an efficient way of spending my time and trying to, do what some people would consider door knock, right?
Right, and it's just like Alicia was mentioning, is that you can take advantage of both you guys' ideas, mold it into one where you're going out door to door, hanging door hangers, and just introducing yourself from that standpoint, letting people know I am here for you if and when, type of thing.
And you've been doing an amazing job with your IG page, right? So tell me a little bit about what you have going on that you have, because I think you're doing something weekly on your IG page. Tell us a little bit about that, because I think that I think when I was talking to you about it less than a week ago, I was telling you how amazing I thought it was.
Right.
So one of the things, but again, we get so busy with life. Last October, I came up with an idea because I get a lot of questions, whether it be real estate, marriage, divorce, dating, co-parenting. I get a lot of questions from people. Yeah. And so I was like, how can I give this to the masses? Because instead of just answering one, other people might have these questions, right? Yeah. So I shot a video called Let's Get Personal. And I held on to it, and I never put it out there. And I did this last October.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so, and just thinking like, Alicia, you need to get this up and running. And then COVID happened, and I'm like, now's the perfect time.
There you go.
I'm at home being a teacher to a 5th grader, a 6th grader, and an 8th grader. So in between this, let me figure out how I can get these questions answered. So I put it out there, and, nervous, like, oh my gosh, like what are some people going to ask me that I haven't already answered? But what I started doing is on Thursdays, I gear it towards more of a personal question. And whether that be, like I said, dating, co-parenting, divorce. I'm doing a co-parenting series right now, which has people really love because it's a huge topic when you get a divorce, how you're going to manage everything. And on Sundays, I gear it towards real estate. And so, again, it's being that source of information for people because we're in the industry. What seems easy or like, duh, doesn't this make sense, does not make sense to the masses.
That's right.
Something as simple as, you work for Better Homes and Garden Real Estate. Can you show me a listing for Keller Williams?
Right.
The consumers just don't know. And so it's answering questions and informing them. Like right now, I'm sure you guys have seen it, like the Federal Housing Finance Agency sent out, a big press conference stating that the forbearance period that a lot of people are taking advantage of, I think most people got 3 months. And everybody was then worried. I saw a lot of realtors posting videos about be careful because you could have to pay this all lump sum when this disaster, I guess, when the term ends.
Because it varies.
And now they've come out with a statement saying they are not going to require, the Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, they're not going to require that. So they're going to have a new solution. But again, being a source of information, and people don't know what they don't know. And that would be scary for a homeowner to think, I got this forbearance period, and now you want me to come up with $8,000, $5,000, $10,000 at the end of 3 months. Well, if I didn't have it 3 months ago, what makes you think I'm gonna have it now? Like I'm still catching up. So again, being a source of information for our clients. So that's what Let's Get Personal. So if you have questions, I love to answer them. Sometimes I laugh at some of the personal ones.
Because we're going to talk about Let's Get Personal. Now, of course, we follow each other on social media, so I've seen the Let's Get Personal series. Now, I want to give you a chance to talk a little bit about it so that the viewers of the Prime Real Estate Network can make sure that they set a reminder to check it out. So we're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsors, and we're going to get back and talk about the Let's Get Personal series. So everyone stay tuned. We're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsors. We'll be right back to the Prime Real Estate Network.
This is Rick Davis, realtor and host of the Prime Real Estate Network. Are you currently leasing or looking to relocate to the Houston area and you find yourself falling in love with a home but aren't quite in a position to purchase? Well, no worries. We offer the Right to Purchase program. We can place you in the home of your dreams at current market rental rates and give you up to 3 years to buy. Did you know that a majority of the homes that are for sale offer better quality than those that are for rent? So why wait? Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Let me and my team help you purchase a home that you and your family can fall in love with. Give me a call today at 832-928-3963. And remember to follow the Prime Real Estate Network podcast on YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Be blessed.
Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network. I'm your host, Rick Davis. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate, stop by our website at brooksanddavis.com. And if you're looking for the latest and greatest in men's and women's hats and fedoras, you can also stop by our sponsor at shopelitestyle.com. As always, my co-host, known the world over as the Texas Real Estate King, live and in the building, Mr. Larry W. Brooks.
Yes, indeed. Hey, look, guys, I got another plug for you. So I have co-authored an additional book. It's called The Footprints of Success. It's myself and 13 other authors that have composed this book. I have composed chapter over pure hustle. I know you've seen the clothing brand, the hats, then all of the gear that we came out with, where in this book I talk about pure hustle. I talk about how my grassroots efforts have actually put me in a situation where I've just been blessed over and over again. So I wrote that chapter. I want you guys to check out this book. It also can be found at LarryWBrooks.com. Again, LarryWBrooks.com, but it's called The Footprints of Success.
I'm glad you. No, it's important that let all of the prime.
You know what?
What?
Let me plug this. I apologize. Inside of the book, I also have a quote by my guy Ricardo Davis. He has a quote inside of this book, man. You can't sit around someone as wise as this gentleman and not have him take part in some of the things you have going on. So I reached out to him. I was like, man, I need a pure hustle quote. And guess what? He came out. He showed up for me, and he most definitely put a quote in. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate you saying that publicly, because if I'd have brought it up, it would have sounded like bragging. So appreciate you, no doubt. It's hard to stay humble when you want to tell all your business. So I appreciate that, no doubt, man.
No doubt.
So, man, I appreciate you for getting me involved, man. The cool thing about working with you and all the entrepreneurs that you work with in that book, and as far as the other authors that you work with, is that I've seen so many of you all develop from that grassroots level. So as everyone keeps taking their brands and their businesses to the next level, what it does is it inspires everyone that knew you before, and it's going to inspire everybody who knew you after.
I love it, man.
And that's one of the best things about having Miss Jammer on the show with us. And I want to introduce Miss Alicia Jammer to the audience. She has not only been the president of the Women's Council of Realtors, but she's also been the chair of the Fort Bend HAR. And I want to ask you this, Alicia. We were talking about your web series that you started. And what I did not know is that you are just a mere 30 followers on your Instagram page to get to the elite status
That's right.
of 10,000 followers.
It's right there.
So what I would like to do, and I'm sure Larry would agree to this, I want to ask all of our Prime Real Estate Network audience to take some time to go to your Instagram page, and your Instagram handle is?
At Alicia M. Jammer.
Let's go give Miss Jammer a follow. Let's put her over the top, because with only needing 30.
That's what it was this morning, but you know how some people, like, you go check it again later and you're like, oh, dang it, I'm down 2.
Hey, everyone, let's make sure we show Miss Alicia big love, not only because this is her 3rd appearance on the podcast, but I believe the information that she's sharing is invaluable. And I want to ask you one question about your video series. Have you been surprised at how well received your messages have been online, and how many other successful, prosperous businesswomen come to you for your insight? Because I know a lot of times we can feel like we're the only people going through certain things until you step out on faith and tell your story to the world, and then you start to see how you giving of yourself can then breathe back and feed your spirit and enlighten you. So could you speak on how helping out other people helps to feed your energy?
I was like I said, I was nervous at first because anytime you share a portion of your life, you never know the feedback.
That's right.
But I went back to what someone once told me. Your story is your currency. And not just monetarily, but in my soul. Like you said, there are women and men that go through things, and we all feel like we're the only one that's going through that.
Absolutely.
Like I said, the topic I'm talking about all the month of May is co-parenting.
Right.
And it's a touchy subject because I've seen both sides. I'm divorced, so I've seen both sides. I've seen what we did well, what that worked, what we didn't do, what we should have done, and now that was probably the video that I think when I looked at it got the most comments from women and men about what that's like for them. And thank you for sharing that because it's important and it can change the trajectory of the way your kids think about both individuals. And that's important for kids to think that both of their parents have their best interests at heart in a time where when you're going through a divorce or a separation or a breakup, we tend to put our own feelings in the front.
Right.
And so that has been a blessing to talk about that. And even the real estate on Sundays when I get DMs like, thank you for sharing, people asking me questions about, well, when I worked with my realtor, I'm having these issues, we had these issues, or she's not, following up with me or didn't follow up with me. And I love the fact that you're doing this. It's heartwarming when you do something like for your clients and they post it and then I repost it and then I get messages like, wow, my realtor, I haven't heard from he or she since we closed on the home. And we're in a business where relationships matter.
Absolutely.
And our relationship doesn't stop at the closing table. That's actually when it begins.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And so just being that source of information for individuals, whether they're clients or just people wanting information has been a blessing, and I'm glad I get to share that.
And just as a reminder for everyone in the audience, how often do you release your videos and when can they plan their schedule around making sure they check you out next?
So on Thursdays, I do my personal videos, and on Sundays is when I gear everything more towards real estate. I will say it's a lot easier. I'm kid-free for a month, so it's a lot easier. You know how hard it is to get kids to be quiet for an hour and a half because that one video takes me like many takes, and I'm like, be quiet, be quiet. So it's been a lot easier to do. So Thursdays, it's geared towards personal questions, and Sundays, it's geared towards real estate.
Oh, that's outstanding. So everyone, if you are on Instagram, not on Instagram, download the app, open up an account, and follow Miss Alicia M. Jammer because on Thursday, she'll have a new video that'll be posted today. So we're going to get her those last 30 followers to get her over the top. So now we can swipe up.
Yes, that swipe up. People don't understand. That swipe up is important. You have to capture people where they are right then and there. If they have to go to your bio to click a link, you lose them. But if they can swipe up, it's so much easier.
I know. We're going to definitely do that, man. We're going to make sure as a Prime Real Estate Network family, we get behind your last 30 follower push and put you over the top. I want to thank you so much for sitting in with us today. Larry and I discussed when we would get back in the studio and start back with the podcast. We brainstormed over who we could reach out to from a guest perspective, and you were always high on the list. So I want to thank you for carving some time out of your schedule because I know everyone's super busy. But as always, I thank you so much. And, of course, while we're recording it on camera, I got to put you on the spot. If I ever need another co-host, can I reach out to you again?
Of course.
Thank you.
As soon as they open these planes back up.
Oh, this boy ain't gonna say that.
I'm on the bird. No doubt about it.
Brooksy, man. Shout out to the followers and everybody in the audience, man. Anything you want to tell to everyone before we sign off this week?
So, as I was just mentioning, the Footprints of Success is going to be having a conference this Saturday. So if you're available at 11 noon, it's going to be a virtual conference for the Footprints of Success. You'll see myself in there. Dr. Don Powell will be on, Darren and Palmer. Matter of fact, you can actually find a link for it at Self-Publish in 30 Days. So go to selfpublishin30days.com or just go to my IG page at Texas Real Estate King. You'll see where I posted what a conference will be. And just log on. It's a complimentary, it's a free conference just to get you guys in front of 13 people that have put out successful footprints. So Appreciate that, Rick.
Oh, no problem, man. On behalf of myself, Miss Alicia M. Jammer, and the Texas Real Estate King, Larry W. Brooks, I want to thank everyone for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network this week. If you need anything, we're only a phone call, text, email, or DM away. I hope everyone has a great week. We'll see you all next Thursday, and be blessed.
Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC is marketing a property for sale right now that you can buy. These properties range from land lots for under $20,000 to move-in ready homes $500,000 and more, along with everything in between. To see this week's list of properties for sale you can buy now, go to bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. That's bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. If you plan on selling some real estate and you need it on the weekly list, call 713-665-8329 to speak with someone about it.